Before the wardrobe, before the Pevensies, there was a song that created Narnia. The Magician's Nephew is the origin story of C.S. Lewis's magical world, and with the new Narnia movie on the way, it is the perfect time to look back at how this magical world came into existence. So, here's the story. Diggory and Polly are two kids who stumble into a series of magical worlds after an experiment by Diggory's rather eccentric uncle. Along the way, they accidentally awaken a dangerous force and eventually find themselves in a world that's just beginning, Narnia. And they witness Aslan singing the world into existence, which is one of the most beautiful and powerful scenes in the entire series. But they also make a mistake that brings evil into this new world. It's a story about creation, about temptation, and redemption, and it adds so much depth to the Narnia series. So let's talk about what makes this book so special. First, there's the creation of Narnia itself. As I said, Aslan is singing the world into existence, and that's such a stunning image. It's a reflection of Lewis's faith and his belief in the power of creation through love and beauty. As you know, C.S. Lewis is very biblically inspired. A lot of his stories read as allegories of biblical narratives, which also makes some people criticize him. Tolkien was one of his major critics, and he said, yeah, it's too on the nose. And yeah, at times that is absolutely true for Narnia. But there is still enough charm and enough creativity in this story to keep me hooked, at least. So you can see lots of parallels to the biblical story of Genesis, but it's done in a way that feels fresh and magical. That said, the book's tone is definitely geared towards children, and it can feel a bit simplistic, heavy-handed, on the nose if you're used to more complex fantasy. But for me, that simplicity is part of the charm of the book. It's a story that anyone can enjoy, whether you're a kid or an adult. Now, there's one more reason that I really love this story, and that has to do with Star Wars. You know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And if you've seen the Ahsoka series, which is the live-action television series based on the continuing narrative of the Clone Wars, you know that Dave Filoni, who's kind of the main writer of this era of Star Wars, created what he calls the world between worlds. And if you read The Magician's Nephew, you will think, that sounds awfully familiar. And that is for a reason, because Dave Filoni himself has confirmed that his world between worlds is actually inspired by The Magician's Nephew and by this in-between world that is depicted here and that is visited by the two kids. So, gotta love it as a Star Wars fan. The Magician's Nephew is such a beautiful addition to the Narnia series. It's not just an origin story, it is a reminder of how creation, even in its simplicity, is full of wonder and meaning, but also challenges and risks and temptation. Yes, it's written for children, but that's what gives it its charm. And with the new Narnia movie on the way that is inspired by this book, so it's not going to be another wardrobe retelling, I'm so excited to see how they will bring these scenes to life on the big screen. So, have you read The Magician's Nephew? What did you think of this particular book? It is a bit strange and not like the other books in the Narnia series. Are you excited about the new movie, or are you worried that it might not do justice to this beginning of the saga? Let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe for more deep dives into the worlds of fantasy and science fiction.